Record. Recording in progress. I think every video will start like that. Welcome, guys, to day 3 of 5 to Thrive. We are so excited to have you here. And we're going to just jump right into it because, wait, I need to share my screen. I always do this. I'm like, here we go. We're going to share the screen. Now we're going to jump into it. Now you can see what I see. Beautiful. Okay, so we are here. We are on how to create the perfect reel. Drop a 1 in the chat if you could have some help with your reels. Anybody? Are we all perfect? Is that why we're here? Probably not. Yes. Okay, we're gonna really talk about this because this is like my favorite thing. I love reels and I know so much about reels. It's like my party trick. Like I can just like bring things out of nothing. So 5 to Thrive. Let's go. Okay, this is everything that we're going to cover, kind of an overview. I'm also going to have Chelsea and Carly jump on and help me with how to craft the perfect reel because I just love all of our perspectives. We're all so different, but we all make incredible reels and we all have incredible Instagrams. So I just trust everything they say too. But this is all what we're going to be going through. So get excited. Before you start, get ManyChat. So these are just a few things to kind of focus on before going into Reels, okay? I treated my account when I had 933 followers. Actually, when I started that account in September, if you have watched all the other ones, you know that I started that account in September, built it up to 933 followers. In like 2 months, but I treated every single reel that I was doing like it was going to go viral because I was like, I know I'm doing the right things. Like, I just need to keep crafting it. I need to have better lighting. I need to do, hook in this way, whatever. And I really think that like served me really well because once you do have something go viral, it's like say anything about business, or if you said like comment now or comment video goes viral and you don't have something automated to like kind of like set you up, then you're not going to be able to like you're not going to be able to catch up to that. Does that make sense? Like you could have 2,000 comments and that takes forever. Also, as you grow, Instagram flags you even more and more. So yeah, we gotta make sure that we are there. I am in the process of getting you guys like your first month free. You do pay for it. It's worth it in my opinion. You can write it off as a business expense, taxes, whatever. But I'm emailing with ManyChat and trying to become like an affiliate with them. So once I have that code, I will send it to you guys so you guys can have your first month free and kind of try it out. But basically, like how it works is you go into the ManyChat app and you say like, oh, I just posted this. You click the post that you did, and then a word that you associate. So like video, link, business, like you see those like the influencers and different things all the time. How do they send you a link so quick? Well, then you type in whatever you want to be sent. It's so useful. You can use it for your soul business. You can use it for one of your content pillars, right? If it's motherhood and you're creating a community chat, it can send out the link immediately, right? They comment chat and then you want to throw them into a direct message group like on your Instagram, like they can immediately be plugged in. So just highly recommend investing in your business. Like, and guys, this is like a no startup cost anyway. Like you don't even have to pay anything to join Soul. You just have to pay for products, right? So like invest in your business because it's worth it and you can make a full-time income with Soul, guys. Like this is the most incredible compensation plan that I have seen in 5 years and it is so generous. Just hold on and do the things to build your business strong and have a like solid foundation, right? Because it's going to serve you so well. So it's worth it. I will get you that link. Um, Next, before, oh no, the picture. Well, that's sad. Anyway, we're just gonna pretend you can see that. Before you start, train the algorithm. So this picture on the right with the X is like this exact same picture, except you see Soul. Okay, you see Soul company, etc. It's so important, excuse me, to train the algorithm. This is probably like one of my biggest nuggets that like no one talks about and is a huge reason that I got out of the slump of like only having 2,000 followers. So for like my entire life. Like my entire Instagram career, I've always kind of just had 2,000 followers. I've always kind of stayed there. I've not grown, I've not gone down, I've just kind of stayed there. And the reason I believe that to be, and the reason I know that to be, is because I got into an what I call a algorithm trap. Okay. And a lot of you guys are probably in there. You're probably going to relate to this. So maybe you're with a previous company. This is my best example. Say you're with a previous company and you're really like, you're loving the company, blah, 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 or you're even in Seoul. Let's just say you're in Seoul and you start engaging with everybody else in Seoul, everybody on this call, you start following them. You start to engage in their content. You start to comment. You start to like, swipe up on stories. But all you're doing is you're focusing on, like, you're kind of preaching to the choir, right? Because everyone who you're engaging with are people who are already in Seoul. Therefore, Instagram, which is an SEO, like a search engine, it's only going to be pushing out content to people you're engaging with. So you're just in this trap. You want to promote Seoul, but you're also only talking to people that are in Seoul. And the best way to see if you're in this trap is to go to your Explore page, okay? Once we send this out as PDF, it'll be fixed. But if you see Seoul all over, or maybe it's just like network marketing all over, like you're kind of talking to the choir, right? Like this should be full of your content pillars. So sourdough, motherhood, fitness, people who are not in the industry, because you want to be talking to those people who are not in the industry already, who need something like this, who can then start, molding it into their own brand. But this is just so important, guys. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Like, you should be engaging with more people who don't follow you and who are not in Seoul than people who are in Seoul. And that's why, like, I love so many of you, but I might not follow everybody back because, like, it's just too much. Like, if more than half of my followers are Seoul, or more than half of the people I follow are Seoul, then Instagram's going to push out all my content just to Seoul people. So just be strategic in that. Like, obviously, you still want to encourage one another and love on one another's posts and whatnot. And this is also something to think about. I see all the time when someone starts a new Instagram, right? They're like, everyone follow me. So you send it in the group chat. Then all 20 of your followers are people who are already in Seoul. That's, I know you want followers, but you don't want followers like that. Don't do that, okay? You don't want your first 20 followers to be people in Seoul. You could go to, an existing account or on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm starting this new thing. Follow me if you want to like see my journey with it, kind of like high level, and then see who follows you. And if it's 6 people, then those 6 people really want to be there, right? And eventually more Seoul people will also follow you. But trust me, the algorithm is watching all of this, and you don't want to get in that trap of like it only pushing out to those people. So, something to consider. Also, tell the algorithm, especially in your reels, we're going to start breaking down reels today, who you want your content to go out to. If you go onto my Instagram page, so many, like I won't say all of them, but so many of them are directed towards women. And like my like statistics are crazy because like thankfully one reel that went viral, and we're going to talk about it, targeted women. So like almost like 98% of people who followed me from that were just women, which I love. Like that's what I want. I only want women to follow me. But it's because I said women of Instagram, ladies of Instagram. You can change this up. Be creative, make this your own. Use ChatGPT to like come up with like your own word, because you do want unique wording so you stand apart. But it could be girls, mamas of Knoxville, mamas of blah, 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 coffee lovers, unite, aunties, dog mamas, like whatever is like describing you and your brand. Don't be afraid to like put that in there, because it's going to grab the attention of those people. And those are the people who you want to follow and engage with anyway. So it's training the algorithm, right? It's showing you and it's showing the algorithm who you want your content to go out to. So cannot stress this enough. It's important. All right, video creation. I am going to let Chelsea take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take the wheel.
I'm nervous to see you guys. Okay, so we are going to get into the process of creating your videos, and creating them with good quality. Because as well-intentioned as we may be making our videos and putting them on Instagram, if they are not good quality, and I'll get into like what that means, if they're not like easy or pleasant to watch, or easy to see what's happening, Instagram's not going to push them out. It's not going to favor them. And truthfully, people aren't going to stop their scroll for something that is like, all dark and whatever, which is why we're going to be getting into lighting or bust, which Alexa is always telling us about lighting, you guys. If it's blurry and if it's dark and we can't see what's happening, it is not something we want to be putting up. So whenever possible, get yourself natural lighting around a window, actually like directly outside, wherever you can get natural light, it is going to be the best option for you. Something that I've been using that I totally forgot to come and link in here too is I have this like little thing on my phone. It's just like this little suction thing. And I will literally put it on my car window or on my bedroom window, like anything on the outside, like that the light is facing inward. And it gives such great lighting. And then Alexa also has a link, you guys, for a ring light, because if you don't have natural light as an option, invest in a ring light. And at least that way it is getting some lighting into your video. I try and strategically do my content creation in my house if I'm doing it at home at a certain time of day. Like I don't have great lighting all day, but I do know the general like hour or two that I have to work with, as long as it's not an overcast day. So I do plan intentionally, but if you don't have that luxury, then getting a ring light is one of the best investments that you can make in terms of quality for your video. A few other tips for, yes, there's magnetic ones too. A few other tips for quality video, especially if you're using your phone, which most of us are. Like, I don't know many people who are like high caliber using like a DSLR or whatever fancy camera. Like, I know there's some of you out there who are like photographers and stuff who probably do that, or professional bloggers, but I use my phone. Most of us do. So I always recommend shooting in front camera. And it took a while for me to learn how to do this, because you can't actually like see yourself as a point of reference. But if you set it up and just take like a few snapshots, a few practice rounds, and like set yourself up almost like with a little like, I used to put like something on the floor where I'm like, this is where I need to stand to be in the shot. Do that. Or there's some little attachments for your ring lights or something that like has a little mirror where you can actually see what's on the other side. Whatever you got to do. Front camera, I just find the quality is so much crisper. And then I changed my settings in my camera settings to 4K at 30. I can't remember what it's called, like shots per second, whatever the thing is. And for me on my iPhone personally, that seems to be like the best quality. And then when you are uploading it onto Instagram, you want to make sure that you're going onto Instagram too, and go in your settings, like go in your regular menu, go to media quality, and make sure that you have upload at highest quality ticked off, because that's going to make sure that it is uploading the best quality from your camera roll on there as well. Super like silly, I feel like, to have to say this, but a lot of us probably forget, especially because we're constantly putting like our phones on our faces and all the things and makeup and whatever's rubbing off. Clean your lens. Get like the glasses cleaners, whatever you got to do. I sometimes just use my shirt, like whatever, but make sure you wipe it off and it is not dirty, because that can cause like a grainy look. And you might think, oh, my camera's just crap. Pardon my language if there's kids around. My camera's garbage, but it's actually just dirty. You know what I mean? So make sure it's clean. And then you guys, we want to be incorporating movement into our videos. We want to be capturing the attention, which we're going to get into in another slide, but capturing attention with movement in your videos, like right out of the gate. You want people to like be like, oh, what is she doing? What is she up to? Where's she going to go? What's happening in this video? And kind of like bringing them, hooking them along. So make sure that you've got movement in there, which brings us to our next one. Okay, so another portion of the video creation, you guys, is to show your face. I don't know if there's anybody on here with a faceless account. I'm saying this with the most love possible, but when you are in network marketing, you are in social selling, people need to see your face. Could you possibly grow and make sales? Like, I mean, there's lots of people who are, but personally, I've never purchased anything from a faceless account because I don't know the person who I'm shopping with. I don't know the family that I'm, am I helping a family in need, who's someone is, this is their income that really helps their family. I don't know their story. I can't put a face to like what I'm hearing or seeing. And for me, I'm such a people person and a relationship driven person that I just have no connection there. And a lot of people don't. So having your face in your content front and center, it builds familiarity and it builds trust. And that is going to expedite the process of growing your community and in turn growing your business. So you are the brand. You need to be in 99% of your reels. Every once in a while, it's okay to throw something in like a B-roll of whatever else, or like your family or your kids, and you're not in there from your point of view. But otherwise, your face should be in there. Okay. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about because I get this question a lot, especially in the last like 6-ish months. I have posted almost every day, 3 times a day, because I'm like, I want to grow. I want to reach my people. I am figuring things out because the more I post, the more I learn what works and what doesn't. Does every reel hit? Absolutely not. But I'm able to learn through the process by posting more. So the question comes up often, like, how do you create so much content? And my answer is that I don't curate or create content. I capture it, and I capture my life. I capture the things I'm already doing, and I'm capturing just my day to day because that's a part of your brand. So to keep content creation sustainable, focus on just capturing real life moments over curating some perfectly staged scene that is actually not something that you would be doing on a regular basis anyways. And I'm so guilty of this. In the past, I used to like go out and like go somewhere totally random, like a parkade or like a studio, and I was like curating all this content. And I'm like, this isn't even really like what I do in my average day. Every once in a while is a branded photo shoot fun? Absolutely. But if it's not like your day to day part of your life, like it shouldn't be the bulk of what's on your feed, right? Like we want to see actually like what you're up to, like what you're doing with your life. Like that's how we create those connections. So, when you're out walking your dog or when you're making a drink or like cooking up breakfast with your kids or making cookies or, putting together a game in the backyard, making your bed, tidying up, like depending on what your niche and your like content pillars are, take 3 Whoa, there was some loud thunder here. Sorry. That scared me a little bit. Take like a few seconds to set up a tripod or set up your little sticky thing or have your husband or even like have your kid, like one of the kids, like capture it. My kids love to be my little photographer now. It's really funny. Sometimes it turns out great. Sometimes it turns out not so great, but that's okay. But just like capture the things you're already doing. And that is what's going to make really great B-roll footage is what we call it. I don't even know what B-roll stands for, to be totally honest. It's just like this buzzword for just like regular footage. But that's going to give people a more authentic look into your life anyways. And it's going to make the process so much simpler for you to just like batch create because you're doing regular stuff. It's just your life. It's who you are. Okay. So that is what I have on that. Okay. I'm gonna open up to this slide and with the preface that everything I say is said with love because I've done this, I've been there, and we're all learning. And like you don't learn without doing and making mistakes along the way. But let's talk about pictures. And the main question is should you post still pictures in your reels? And the short answer is no. But I want to talk about some exceptions because there are some exceptions and kind of like general rule of thumb. When we're creating a reel, like there's a place in your feed for still pictures. Carousels, really good place for like educational or kind of like taking people along a little journey. If you just want to post a still photo, like photo dumps on your grid, whatever, with a cute little caption, that's totally cool. But when it comes to reels, we want movement, we want motion. We don't want to just be looking through slideshows of pictures waiting for the next one to come, unless it's something like a trend. And when I think of a trend, that has still photos in it. I think of that one where it's like, if I ever won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. And it's literally just like a video of you opening it up. Like your face is there. Number one, it's important. It's a little bit of motion. Maybe you're drinking your coffee, maybe you're outside, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like a million little clips and they're still photos. but it's all just like aesthetic things that would be in your life if you won the lottery. So like for somebody, maybe it's like luxury bags, like super fancy hotels or like spa days or whatever, but it just cuts to a bunch, but it's constant motion, it's engaging. And also that kind of prompts people to like look back and rewatch the video because they want to see a little bit more of those videos that they maybe would have missed because they're so quick. But that's a trend. That's a trend to hop on that kind of was going viral. But otherwise, my general rule of thumb is that a reel should be reserved for a video that has movement, that has transition, and things like that. So we did leave an example here because I actually just posted a reel today or last night. I can't even remember. I think it was this morning. And it was actually made with photos, but I used I use live photos. So whenever I capture pictures, you guys, I put it in live mode so that it captures the movement and like the setup of the photo. And you can use that as a video. I think Alexa's going to press play on it so you can see. But like you can see the motion and the changeover, but that was just a photo that was taken in live mode. And you can upload it directly in your reels and it'll play out as a video. And then in this left one here, Alexa also did another example where you can go through your camera roll and you can select the photos and then turn them into a slideshow. Here we go. And you just clicked save as video in that portion, right, Alexa? Because it didn't highlight the little, yeah. So save as video. So if you have photos that you want to use, take them in live mode and then create them as like a slideshow like this. And it's going to be really fun, subtle movements, but it's going to be a lot more alluring than just like still pictures. So those are just some examples that you can do. Okay. And again, you guys, this is said with so much love because I've also done almost 99% of these things as we learn and grow. But it's just what Instagram favors. It's just the algorithm. It's what they push out. And if you want to be seen, which I'm guessing you do, these are just things that we're sharing with you to help you get to that point without all the fumbling blocks that we've personally been through. So, okay, we'll go to the next one.
I love it. And like this one is so fun, like because who doesn't take like hundreds of pictures all at one time and then you have to like go back and delete it. I didn't even know this was like possible. Like I hope you guys saw what I did. Like you literally just go through them slowly. This is just real time, okay? Like you're with your best friend, you take 1,000 photos on live, has to be live, and then you press save as video. And it saves as a video. Like I just learned this like a month ago. And then it's like the perfect B-roll footage. Like, I think it's cute. So
Super cute.
And I love this example too. Super easy to throw it together. Okay, wait, I need to unmute Carly. I gotta find her.
I'm good.
Oh, you're good. Perfect.
Yeah. All right, guys, we are going to go over content types and kind of the 3 areas that you can pick and choose when you're creating reels. If you're kind of having a hard time figuring out what to post within your content pillars. So the 3 kind of areas you want to focus on is education, relatability, and empowerment. So in order to do that, you can take one of your pillars. So one of my pillars is motherhood, and it's pretty broad, obviously, but think about those 3 questions: education, relatability, and empowerment, and how you can plug motherhood into that in order to share content. So a few examples: education within motherhood. This can be tips and tricks, super simple tips and tricks on how to get your picky eater to eat more, if that's something that you're really good at, how to create an independent time for play for your toddler when you're needing to get some things done, how to educate another mom because you're super good at creating schedules and sticking to them. And every single one of you guys within your content pillars are able to educate. So an easy way to do that too is like throw a Google Doc together and just list out everything that you feel like you're really confident in that you could easily teach someone else, and then go through that again and then just be like, okay, let me have this caption over this next video, this caption over this next video. tips and tricks on how to keep my toddler busy during the summer. Like, it can be really easy like that. And then you can film your child playing with some magnet tiles and then go into some details in the overtext or in the caption. Relatability, that is like, get to know me, share what you're interested in. Remember, you are the brand. People are wanting to get to know you as well as you getting to know other people. So creating the relationship through relatability. One thing that I did in one of my reels that did really well was just sharing, like, if you like coffee, if you love Jesus, if you love country music, follow me and I share your favorite song so I can listen to it. So it's like, it's a super simple connection that is kind of broad, but it pulls people in because people are like, oh, I want to share my favorite country song and I want you to listen to it. And then I shared a few of my favorite country songs in stories later on. So it's a super easy relatability, let people in, let people get to know you in sharing your content through reels. Another one is empowerment, just like pulling confidence out of people. I think like being able to encourage other people, support other people through your content and through your reels is really important, because if you are more of a confident builder and you are confident yourself in what you're doing, that's going to show and it's going to attract, but it's also going to encourage other women to be confident themselves and empower them to maybe do what you're doing, or to encourage them to step out of their comfort zone to go for that big goal that they're wanting to go for. And so I think that's a really cool thing about community too, is yes, we are growing a business personally, but you get to encourage other people through what you're doing and what you're posting and the content that you're putting out, to have them encourage other people and have encouragement to go for those big goals and those big dreams. So that's definitely something that I love doing, and trying to just create confidence within motherhood, because a lot of us are always just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're doing it. And you're not alone in that. And you're not alone in the pillars that you have. You're not alone in those pillars. And if you feel super confident in this area, let's encourage and empower other women to do the same. You want to click over to the next one, Alexa? Okay, so going into like grabbing someone's attention when you're creating a reel. I think this is one of the most important things when you're creating content, because people's attention span is literally a goldfish. Like, even myself, when I am scrolling through Instagram and something doesn't pop out to me right away within 0.2 seconds, or if a video is not good quality, like Chelsea was talking about, or if it's just a still picture, then I'm thinking, oh, well, that's the end of that, moving on. I'm not getting anything out of it for myself. And in turn, it's a selfish thought, but in turn, when other people are scrolling your content, they're probably having the same mindset because they want to get something out of it. So you need to grab their attention. So a rule of thumb is a reel of 3 to 7 seconds. It's very short, and it's great because it's a replay. So if you have a call to action over the video that you are running in that reel and they're reading it, that video is going to have to play again and again for them to finish that whole entire thought. So 3 to 7 seconds is the sweet spot that you want to stay in order to grab people's attentions and like make sure that they're reading the prompt a couple times to get through the video. And side note, 60 to 90 seconds can be pushed, but it's typically if you're speaking about something. It's not with videos and pictures and a long drawn out video of you laying on the beach or doing something. It has to be face to face, talking and giving someone information about something consistently for the 90 seconds. I am not super great with that unless I'm like doing my makeup, but like also nobody wants to watch me do my makeup for 5 minutes. Um, so some easy hook examples. If you are creating a video and you want to just overlay text on top of your video, and you are, let's see, let me go through some of these examples. Here's how I went from having like an example for Soul. Here's how I went from having no community to having whatever amount of community. You can have a picture of you, a video of you and your best friends hugging, hanging out, doing a high five, doing whatever. And if you want community, here's 3 tips in the caption. That's a super easy hook for people to go, oh, what am I supposed to do to find community? And then they go down to your caption and look for it. If you want connection, calling all, and then go through your content pillars. If you are a sourdough baker, if you love baking sourdough, follow me for fun recipes. Follow me for simple recipes that take 30 minutes to bake in the oven. Like super simple, calling all XYZ, and use your content pillars to pull those specific people in. Kind of like what Alexa said before, like women of Instagram, that's where you can label who you're actually calling, because you do want to be specific in those areas, because Instagram algorithm, you don't want some random 65-year-old man following your account. You don't want the young high schoolers following your account. You need your specific community that follow your pillars. And then again, kind of just like the follow for follow situation, you can ask for followers in a roundabout way. And in our next couple slides, we're going to go over some of our biggest performing reels of all 3 of us. And there's some examples in there of like, hey, follow me, XYZ, but it's in a more organic way.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even muted. I didn't even realize. I was like, I could have been coughing. Who knows what I just did? Okay, cool. Yes. Oh, I wanted to also go back to the last side, like this 100%. Also, guys, hook them through the whole thing. Hook them in the reel, like in the actual reel, hook them in the caption, hook them in the comment that you pin. I always pin at least like 1 comment just to get it going. I always like and save my reel. I mean, you just made a reel, you like it. I see no shame in liking it. That's engagement, okay? Now, what you shouldn't do, and sometimes I see people doing this, is they comment like 3 or 4 things. That's weird. Don't do that. But like you can comment 1 thing that's like an extra question on top of, if you made a community reel, and then you can like pin a comment being like, comment like your best community hack. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? So like just like more, however someone can engage. Or I really like this comment if you blah 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 about your reel. Like that's a good one. People will like it, etc. I also wanted to go back to this because I saw this, and this would be really, really big, guys, for forming community. We keep talking about content pillars, right? And how can we do that? How can we bring community? How can we bring more followers? Like I gave the example of like you could create a chat, right? You could create a chat of like a support moms group or support beginner sourdough group or military wives. Like you can do a chat, but you can also create a freebie. Like if you are a sourdough account, you could do a 101 tips freebie and promote that. If you've been in the MRR digital marketing space, freebies are a really big thing, but you can also do that for Soul. Like maybe it's like a 101 freebie, like making affiliate marketing, like get creative with this, be unique, make your own space online. And yeah, that's just, I think would be such a solid tool, is the freebies. Now, is Chelsea on?
I am.
Okay, I wanted her to touch on the matrix as well because I thought this was on a different slide, but it's on this slide. So I want her to touch on it.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna exit off of my phone because I went on both so that if I did get kicked off one, I was on the other. A huge storm just rolled through here, guys. So my internet got super spotty. So if I get kicked off, sorry. But I just also plugged in here, you guys, a little content matrix tool that I use. I just have a little thing I made in Notion. And it's literally just like a little Excel looking type of spreadsheet, but it has my 3 content pillars at the top. And then on the left-hand side, going downward, it has the content type. So educational, relatable, empowering. And then I just have a few different like ways that you can actually serve that content type and just a different way of doing it. So very similar to what's here, like debunking a myth, sharing a tip or a hack, sharing what not to do, is giving quick tangible wins, things like that, just to like help you that whenever you have an idea or whenever you see a trend, you could ask yourself like, how can I plug this into my pillars and my niche? And you can go and jot it down in this matrix, and it's going to give you that's 9 pieces of content right there that you can actually, again, like repurpose those pieces of content into a different piece just by making a little tweak. Like work smarter, not harder. Okay. You can take one concept and deliver it in multiple different ways. So this matrix just helps me like jot down my ideas, get ideas flowing. And then as trends come up or I see something that I want to do later and it's just not the time to do it like right now, maybe, I'll go and plug it in there. So at the bottom on the right-hand corner, I have the template to that content matrix. You can open it up, you can save it for yourself, and then you can plug things in there, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I love it. I love it because one of the number one questions I
Oh,
get is
you're
like,
muted all.
am I back? Can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay. One of the number one questions I get is I just don't know what to like take for content. Like, what am I supposed to post all the time? So, guys, these are the tools. Like, use the matrix. We're going to be sending this out. We're going to be sending it out as a huge PDF. So, you're going to have all of these notes. We were going to send it out every night. I'm just going to send it out after the 5 days because it's just like a lot to send out. We will send it in a giant PDF so you can keep taking notes and whatnot. Screenshot this if not. But like, these are so many ideas for you. So you have your 3 content pillars. You should have your 3 content pillars by now. And then you can just plug in. You're going to be able to use the matrix. But then like even over here, like there are so many good ways like how to do that step-by-step guide. Voiceovers are really big. Instagram's really, really loving voiceovers. You can still use a trending audio with like a voiceover as well. Information carousel. We're actually going to be talking about carousels on day 5, but that's a huge, huge one as well. Tutorials, quotes. I've mentioned this before, but go on Pinterest and find your favorite quotes or something like quotes that are within your content pillars, screenshot it and like put it into a reel with you walking with coffee. That's shareable. That's a huge shareable thing. You could get like 200,000 views on that, no problem. Like you really, really can if you make it aesthetically pleasing. So there you can speak from experience doing the 60 to 90 seconds, like explaining a hard portion of your life, like something that could be vulnerable and something that you could speak on that could be, that'd be a very good connection piece. Like I've always said, like, I should just like do my skincare and talk about like my mom having cancer my whole life. Like that's a little heavy, but like if you saw a girl like putting on a face mask and be like, let's talk about my mom having cancer, would you watch it? Probably. You probably would. It's something I'm open about and it's a connection piece. So like you can be vulnerable and just show who you are. Like you don't have to be this fake person with an Instagram, be real. Creative, thought-provoking, funny ones, do funny ones, be engaging, like dance. We're about to show you, this is actually my favorite part of like the entire night, is we are going to show you like actual reels and audit them for you. And you're going to see which reels of all 3 of ours have done the best and why they've done the best. So like, we did our little auditing session last night as well, but like this is just us auditing our own reels. So you're going to see why they did well and you get to see our personalities through it too. So let's jump right into that. And I think Chelsea is first. Do you want me to play the video first?
Sure, yeah.
Oh no. No. It's not playing.
What?
We will get it to you. Y'all can go to this one on her page and you can go see it. But
I'll update it first. I definitely loaded the video. Maybe it just is so weird. Okay.
You guys can go to Chelsea with an I
Yeah, you can see
and
my
watch
name there.
it.
yeah, I can still see.
That way you think.
That's so weird that it's not playing. I'll go before we send out the PDFs, I'll update it and make sure that it's like a video for you guys to play afterwards. And I can always like in our chat, I can send the examples if you want. But anyway, so this one was you guys, honestly too, before like when I was sending these, I had to like get myself out of my own like mind junk because I was like looking at my insights and looking at all my stuff compared to Alexa and Carly's. And I was like, whoa, they got a lot more like interactions than me. But I also had to remind myself, I have a lot less followers and I'm still growing. So if you're looking at these like insights and you're like, holy smokes, like this is, I've never seen this in my own content. Number one, that's what we're here for, is to like grow our content and improve it so that we can get to that point. And like we said in the other call before, like don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 5. So where I'm in chapter 1 or 2, like compared to Alexa's chapter 10, we just have to like remind ourselves that we're different and everybody's journey is unique. But this is one of my reels that had the most reach when it came to non-followers, which is the goal. Like we want to be reaching as many new people as possible. So this one reached 91% new followers. And also the average watch time and the like combined watch time was the highest I've had, considering it was a 7-second video, I believe 7 or 8 seconds. And the average watch time was 7, meaning like I kept people to the end, if not like right close to the end. And it was a simple video. Like literally it's me panning around to my husband and then like bringing the camera around to the front of me and just like having some motion. And what the bulk, like the basis of this content piece was to gain interest around soul. So again, we say like share your other pillars, but this one I was focused on highlighting soul as a new business opportunity and what I am up to, because I wanted to gain curiosity and I wanted to pique interest, which clearly it looks like I did. And I just commented in my caption about how my husband used to be kind of hesitant about my network marketing journey. Like he always supported me, but I think in the back of his mind, he kind of always like was like, is this really something that's going to work? Like, are we trying something new again? Like I've pivoted a couple of times until I found the company that I really, really felt aligned with. And I have absolutely no shame in that because you don't know what you want until you know what you don't want, right? So I just shared a little bit about that, a little bit about his like hesitations, but also the reality of the situation that we were in financially and why I do what I do and how that brought me to soul. And in the caption or in the text on the reel, I don't know if you can read it, but it was me just telling my husband how much I made in the last 4 days, because I think I posted this 4 days after launch. And that income had taken me months to earn in my other businesses. And it was funny because when I told him, he was like cleaning the kitchen counter and he made a joke saying, I better start practicing my stay-at-home dad duties, because that's a goal of his, is to be home from work more, because he works a ton and he always has. And so that, number one, created interest and engagement because people wanted to know what I was doing to generate that income. And then also it created a relatability and the connection point to any women out there whose partners maybe have some hesitations, aren't 100% on board yet, or they're still trying to like not prove themselves, but like get to the point where they have more confidence from or support from their partner. And I think that's what did it for me with this one. So you can kind of see how I went into a little bit of a longer caption, but it's because I incorporated stories with facts as well. And then that's when I invited people with a call to action to comment my keyword that then triggered my mini chat to send them the 11-minute video breakdown. And it did all the work for me on the back end. So that was my highest reach reel. And the next one that I'm going to get into is the one with my most interactions. So the goal of this reel was to connect. It was to relate and to connect and to create community. And this one for me was the one with the most sends. And like I'm after sends. That's what I'm looking for, is I want to see that people are sharing, I guess shares, not sends, sharing my content. And I had 242 interactions between my likes. I had good views on it for I have about 300 and something followers at the time. Then I had 200 and something, and I had 2,916 views. So to me, that was a win. I had 212 likes. I also did this one, you guys, as a collaboration reel. And I want to emphasize how great these can be, even if it's not someone in Soul People as well, but someone who has a completely different brand or another business, or they have like their own like vlog page or whatever, but their audience is lined up with your ideal target customer or brand partner, collaboration is amazing because you're opening yourself up to a completely new market and you're helping each other out. It shows up on both of your feeds. So both of your followers are getting to see this. So with this one, I just had a relatable sentiment of it was the trend where it was like, yes, I'm free to talk. Yes, I'll bring coffee. Yes, you can bring your kids. Yes, like things like that. So that the people seeing this knew what they were like what to expect from me, the type of person I am, the type of person that I'm calling in, and what they can expect when they become a part of my community. And I hit a relatability point talking about adult friendships because I don't know how many of you out there have struggled to make friends when you became an adult, or you lost friends when you became a mom and you're trying to make new ones. It's like this weird, awkward thing, like nobody knows what they're doing. So when you do find adult friendships that stick and click, it's just so special. And so that was a big connection point. And I had people tagging all their friends who they made friends with as adults, and it's super sweet. And that did really well for me in terms of growing my community and having people send it, because they would send it to their friends that they felt like this connected to and related to and who they thought of when they watched this. So that was my second best performing, and I tried to pull kind of performance based on different like analytics. But yeah, those are my top two, and that's why I think that they each hit.
So good, so good. All right, Carla.
All right. I don't know if the sound is going, but basically it is me and the girls running around. We do this type of reel pretty consistently because I found that it's super easy for me and my family. I typically get the girls ready every day, and then at some point we go outside and we just dance. And the girls love it. There's sometimes bribing involved, but I usually always let them pick the song. So I actually film the majority of these in Instagram because I can choose whatever song they're wanting. And I just play that while we're videoing for 90 seconds. I save the video to my phone, and then I go through and edit the clips that work the best for the video that I'm going for. You guys, I did not expect to grow as quickly as I did. Like when I very first posted my coffee video, it was a few before this reel. I was like, I'm just going to go for it. I feel super silly. I texted several of my friends being like, I think I'm going to go for it. I don't know what's happening, but let's do it. And then I just continued to follow up. So this was the second video that I posted about hitting 5K. And I think that's another important thing to remember is like, if you share something, follow up with that a few days later and just post about it again, because people, one, don't remember a lot of times, and two, reels are constantly reaching new people. So this one obviously reached 383,000 people, and 99.3% of them did not follow me at the time. I ended up gaining almost 7,000 followers from that, which is just mind-blowing. And I still am getting notifications today that are popping up saying new follower from this reel, or this person commented on the reel with their favorite song. So this is the one I was referring to earlier. It's kind of hard to read for me, but my hubby promised me coffee in bed for the month of July if I hit 5,000. If you love country music and coffee and you love to coordinate with your kids, like comment below and follow along. And I think just having that, like obviously I said follow me for the 5K, but then I added a connection piece under that. And for me, what works is putting the connection piece in into the text overlay of the reel versus my caption, because people then have to read it. If you're having a call to action that says go read my caption, people a lot of times don't want to take the time to then click on the video and then go see the caption unless it's very, very engaging. And that's just what has been working for me. And And again, the saves and shares are huge with the algorithm. So if you have something that is interesting enough for someone to save, try to get that type of information out there. And then I also wanted to share a little bit with the caption that I put, just because it adds another layer of like getting to know me. And it's like, it sounds silly, but this whole content IG thing is so fun. Finding other moms who you've never met in person and this amazing supportive community. I'm so here for it. And then I shared Lainey Wilson as a song that we are loving right now. And so it's just like me feeling a little silly, but loving what I'm doing. So I think that that's what kind of clicked for a lot of people. And then next one, I thought, you know what? Maybe people want to know who my husband is. So my husband is not one for Instagram. He does not have any type of social media. He does not like pictures. He does not like videos. And me taking this video was him walking back from the bank. And I was like, oh, he looks cute right now. So I'm going to take a video of him. And that I took like months ago, you guys. That was not recent. And then I was like, this would be really good to show people who my husband is. And maybe it is relatable with like, he's probably having regrets right now because I'm actually going to hit this silly little goal of mine. And it just added to the like relatability with like, this is silly. This is my family and people getting to know me more. And then I just started coining the like coffee princess in bed. And then the engaging question, what would you ask your husband to bring you? Like, if you're doing this silly little trend, what would you want? What would you want in bed? Or like, what would you want during the day for your husband to do for you to like hit this goal that you might have? And again, non-followers, 99.4%, that's what you want to do. You want to get to the people who don't follow you. And I think we're going to go over on another day of like kind of how to interact with other profiles to kind of boost that. But it is important to engage with other accounts that are not like yours. And a little tip before we dive into more on another day is you want to find accounts that you don't have mutual friends with. Like if you see the little thing that says mutual friends with, and then it lists off 10 people, like that's probably might be a great account to like go see their content, but it's not something that's going to serve you purpose in your business. And so finding those accounts that you do not have mutual friends with and engaging with those accounts are going to help your reach and your account grow and your engagement grow. Your turn, Alexa.
Hello. Could you guys hear the music of the reels when they were playing? No, because I was totally like jamming to it and I was like, no one else is jamming. Wait, okay, now that I'm unmute, I want to see if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Just had to, do that and then. Because I was like the only one dancing. I was like, no one's just dancing. Is it just like a me thing? Like, I don't know. We'll stop that. But yes, I wanted both of them to share their most engaging reels because guys, that's incredible engagement. Every single one that was just shared, like incredible. And like, especially with their ratios of like followers, that's kind of what I look at. Like if you have 500 followers and you're making reels that are reaching 1,000 people, 2,000 people, incredible engagement. That's awesome, So I love like definitely do not compare yourself to someone's, chapter 10. Like I always say, if you're chapter 1, like just start there and that's okay. But you can grow quickly just like Carly. You can grow quickly, but you can also have a sustainable business even if you have a few followers too. Like I have built 5-figure businesses with 2,000 followers. So totally up to you. Okay, now we're gonna get in mine. Oh wait, what's happening? I'm embarrassed. So This is just me. I don't even know. I show these to my husband after I make them, and he's like, "How many people saw that?" Like, I just don't care. I'm in my absolutely I don't care era. There, like, nothing will phase me. Nothing. And this is really me. Like, I'm obsessed with cheetah girls. Like, obsessed with cheetah girls. My best friend Elizabeth, I don't know if she's on here, but at her wedding, we like had this epic dance to cheetah girls, and I really hope it was recorded. Anyway, I really want to post that. So I really like to coin like lip syncing. Like, it's fun to me. It's like the first video type thing I ever saw on like, I guess it was TikTok, you know, because TikTok was first and then Instagram started with Reels. And I was like, oh, I love this. I love lip syncing to stuff. Like, so I really like to do nostalgia, like, etc. Like, this is my only exception to not doing trending audios is like the nostalgia ones, because you just never know when they're actually going to be. That's how we found you, Alexa. That's awesome. You just never know like who you're going to be engaging with and whatnot. But okay, here's the other one. I have the face mask on too because I just coined it. That was like the one I went viral. I'm going to share that one next. But be you with Reels. Don't feel like you have to look perfect because you don't. Like, almost every single one of my viral ones, my hair is in a wrap. Okay. It just is. Like, it just is. So let's kind of like audit these and why did they do well? Okay. With y'all's help, I have almost hit 100,000. So to return the favor, let's have more women support each other. Like, that is one of my pillars, is women supporting women. So I like to create reels where people are going to get followers. I've literally had people say like, I've gained like over 100 followers from your reels, which I'm like, that's awesome. We love that. So be the first to engage with that. So first, you're going to follow me and like this video, and then you're going to comment support. So I tell them, you got to follow me. Great. And then you need to comment this certain word, right? So I've got saves, I've got shares, I've had 1,000 comments, like, so, and all those people are liking other people and they're sharing and, you know, they're following new people. And, you know, this is a very good example of like bringing value, but not expecting anything in return. I mean, I guess I am telling them to follow me back, but like, I'm not promoting the business in this, right? Like, this is just my content pillar, like women supporting women. I want them to like support one another. And it's super fun. Like, it's a fun reel and it's something that's authentic to me. It's in good lighting. It makes people engage. I'm telling them how to comment. Okay. This one, point of view, you start showing up like this online and you gain 40,000 new besties because you all love coffee, face masks, messy buns, and the no makeup every day in the same t-shirt. This one was interesting, and I actually haven't done one since. Auditing them, I was like, oh, maybe I should. But I don't know if you can read that. But basically, I said, you found your people. So you found your people, and I point down. I use the point feature a lot with comments, so they like go to the comments. But like, comment this emoji if it like is you, right? So if you're drinking coffee right now, then I want you to do a sparkle emoji. If you have a messy bun right now, I want you to have a this emoji. If you're blah blah blah, you know, like, it's just engaging. And if you're right there and it's morning and you're drinking coffee and you have a messy bun in, which is 90% of us, then you're gonna be like, ha ha ha, I'm literally all of these, you know, like that type of engagement. So it's just meeting people where they are and just being like, yeah. So these are ones that have done really well for me. And caveat, they were all after this one, which is when I went mega viral, and never would have thought, but here we go. Okay, that's it. That's literally what gained me like 100,000 followers in like days. It's just wild. Like, well, not days. That's not true. I hit 10,000 followers in days, and then this pushed everything else. Anyway, crazy, crazy. It was so simple, but I'm sure you've seen Instagram like ones just like this as well, where it's just like, attention ladies, like exactly what Carly said, like, my husband will do this, etc. So I was just blunt. Like, I was just like, follow me, like, I want my coffee. And then I brought my entire Instagram along with the journey, like, of me getting coffee every single day for 30 days, and that was really fun. And if you looked at my stories, you saw it too. But this like started my woman supporting woman journey, and like, what my whole account is about and just showing up authentically. Like from here, I was like, I'm not going to do filters. I'm not going to, you know, I'm just going to be me. And it's way more fun that way, you know? So most of them are me dancing in the mirror and it works and it's fine. So honestly, like, there's not a lot to audit about this. Like, I asked for followers and the girls showed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally was like, "Hey, if you're a girl's girl, follow me for coffee." And then I engaged with all those people too, you know? Like, that's what's super, like, crazy. Then it created this community. So really think about the reels that you want to share that are going to engage and create community, and don't be afraid to, like, ask for followers in a unique way. I would not, like, copy paste this on your own and do it because Instagram will then, like, keep pushing mine. And that's the crazy thing too is like I think I've gone it was like 20 million a week ago and now it's 22 million. So like the more people start using my lingo, the more it pushes out the original. So I forget exactly what it's called, but again, all of Instagram is a search engine, right? So if you coin something first, so attention ladies of Insta, if you were the first person to say that, and then hundreds of people after you do that same thing because they like that call to action or they like that wording, it's going to push out the original. So that's something people don't really realize. So anytime someone kind of tries to copy this one or one I've done, it just pushes out mine more, which doesn't mean it wouldn't push out the one that you make, but this is something to keep in mind. That's why it is important to make original things because this hadn't had been done before. So that's why it pushed out over and over again. And if people keep doing it, then awesome. I really also love taking people on a journey. So like if you're going to say like I'm doing this over the next 30 days, like do it until you meet your goal. Like bring people on this journey with you. Like and you can make that into any type of content pillar, right? Like figure out a way to be like, "Hey, I'm trying to do this by 30 days." It doesn't have to be gain followers, it could be something else, but something where people are like, "Oh girl, I support you." Like let's do this together. Like I can give you my like, I can give you my follow. Like let's do this, you know? So get creative with it. So that is all I have for tonight. So I'm going to stop sharing and